Now, the big question, did that trick work? Hey friends, it is still one of those incredibly hot summer days. Not too much sun today, but it's still hot and humid and really, I just feel so uncomfortable. So I guess it's the perfect time to start a new project. Actually, I already have started it. Remember this yarn? This is the cotton that I dyed in one of the yarn dyeing episodes. I'm going to link it above here. I started knitting a top out of it, and I'm going to match that with a skirt. So what I've done, I wanted to do a brioche kind of top, kind of vest kind of thing. I don't know what to call it yet. Here it is. So I wanted something that's very light and airy and just, you know, I'm gonna have to have a bra or a bikini or something underneath it. But yeah, and I'm not using a pattern. I'm just winging my way through this. I started knitting from the shoulder, and I knit down the front, and I did the other side, and then I kind of decided how deep I wanted it to go. Connected those two, picked up on the shoulders for the back, knit a bit down, connected that, and then did the armholes, which are, you can see, huge. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I wanted something that's not, you know, tight against my body, like airy, and honestly, it's so humid and uncomfortable, I would peel off my skin if I could. So yeah, light and breezy is what we're going for. So I've come quite a long way with this one. I have done I-cord to stabilize the armholes and the neckline, and now I'm just working away on the body. And I haven't decided how long it's going to be or how I'm going to finish it at in the bottom, so we'll just see. So that's kind of my knitting at the moment. It's hard, I can't knit with wool right now. Well, maybe mittens or something, but not a big project. And I do want to have more cotton items in my wardrobe, so this was perfect for that. And also, since I have 4 skeins, it should be more than enough to make a top of it. We'll see what happens size-wise. Since it is brioche, it does, you know, it can grow a lot. But I'll figure that out. Sometimes you just gotta wing it. But what I'm also going to do is going to pair it with this fabric. I got this off of Amazon. I don't remember right now what it cost, but I am a sucker for anything turquoise. And this is more blue than turquoise, but it is, you know, it's my jam nonetheless. So my plan is to make a skirt from that fabric. I guess I could make a dress also. Maybe I could make a dress. Maybe I could make another Shirred dress. We shall see. I need to think about that. But anywho, this week's project. Brioche top of sorts that I'm winging my way through. And some kind of skirt or dress as well. Let's see what we can make. We need an update. I have decided to do another Shirred dress using this fabric. And if you saw my video a couple of weeks ago when I made this dress, excuse me, my intention was to make a circle skirt for it, and I then realized that I didn't have enough fabric for that. While trying to make a pattern for the circle skirt, because I had certain things I wanted to do to make sure it's, well, you'll see. I filmed the entire process of trying to math my way through the pattern of a circle skirt and the modifications I wanted to make to it and so on. And I saved that footage, so I will show you that now. And you know, because the calculations are still the same for the pattern. This time I have more fabric. I've got 5 yards, which is about 4.5 meters. Yeah, 4.5 meters of fabric. So I think there will be enough this time. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to attempt to make another shirred dress, and this time with the circle skirt that I had planned the first time. And hopefully it will work out. But there was a lot of math involved, and I'll show you the exact process of making the pattern coming up. Okay, time to make a pattern. So I want to make a shirred dress, shirring up top, and I want a circle skirt with that. And I also want, since I do have a big butt, I get this issue that I have a skirt, I'm actually wearing it right now. I'll show you a picture of it. It is the same length all around, but because I have a big butt, it will kind of ride up, or it doesn't ride up in the back, but it seems like it's shorter in the back than in the front. I'm sure you've seen this as well. If you have a big butt or you know someone who has it, it's a very common issue. But I did find information on how to offset this and yeah, fix the issue. So I'm going to attempt to do that today. So as I understand it, for the shirring part, I need to take the circumference of my upper body, the largest circumference, which is 122 centimeters, and I'm going to multiply that by 1.5, which gives me 183 centimeters. So that's the width that I need all the way around. However, my fabric is not that wide, it's 146 centimeters. So I'm going to have to cut 2 different parts for the shirring part of the dress, which is actually a good thing. And I will show you that later, why it is. But the shirring part and, you know, how much fabric I need up top, that's the easy part. The more tricky part is the circle skirt and getting it to be the same length on my body, so to speak, all the way around. That it doesn't look like it's goes further down in the, it's a high-low, it looks like a high-low waist, but it's longer in the front than in the back. I don't want that. And I found this video, I don't, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. But anyway, what they said was that to fix this issue, you take your waist, or you measure your dress from the waist, where you want it to start, and the length you want it to be in the front. And then you take the same measurement in the back, which to get to the same point on your leg, same length, it would be longer in the back if you have a big butt like I do. So I did that, and the front measurement is 65 centimeters and the back measurement is 70 centimeters. So there's a 5 centimeter difference for me. And to account for that, when you're making a circle skirt, what you do is, I have a gazillion calculations here. What you do is, you take those 5 centimeters difference that I have, and you divide it by 2, so that's 2.5 centimeters, which is an inch. Then I take my waist measurement, or it's a bit higher up than my waist, but the waist of the dress in this case, which is 122 centimeters all around. And I get the waist radius, which will be 17.417 centimeters. That radius I will add to the length I want in front, which is 65 centimeters, and the 2.5 centimeters that I calculated from the difference between front and back divided by 2. And that gives me the measurements 84.917. And that is the length of the skirt in the back, from the center of my body, from the radius and the length in the back that I need. So what you do, how do I explain this? What you do to compensate for the fact that you need more fabric in the back when it is a circle skirt is that you move. I just grabbed some tissue paper from the kitchen and I made a circle sample like so. So when you do a circle skirt, you just start from the center of the skirt and then you measure the same length all around like so. Easiest thing in the world, but no pun intended, I guess. but big but. What you do is you take those 2.5 centimeters, which is the difference between front and back divided by 2, and you move this waist circle hole, and you move it 2.5 centimeters in my case to one side. So when I drew this, let's see, I don't know if you can see that. Here's the first line. So what I did is I moved this hole, this opening, 2.5 centimeters to one side, which means this part is 65 centimeters. This is a mock-up, of course, so the measurements are correct, but just for illustration. So this side will be 65 centimeters in front, and this one is 70 centimeters for the back. So if we fold it, let's see, the other way, now this is center front. Can you see that the back is longer? I'm going to do it like this, you can see that. So the front is shorter than the back, and hopefully this will fix the problem with the skirts seeming like they're shorter in the back than in front. But we are not done with the calculations just yet. First of all, I need to cut this into different panels, which is what I have marked here. I need to have, let's fold it like this. I need to have a center front and a center back and side pieces in the back and side pieces in the front. But these will of course not be the same size because center back is longer this way than the center front is. So what I need to do is to divide it in 6 different panels which have the same measurements in the opening and then the same measurements around here somehow. And we're still not done with the math because that's not too hard, you know. I can just draw out the pattern. I could pretty much just cut the circle anywhere I like, depending on how big I want the panel. So that's doable. But there's one more thing that we need to think about here, and that is the top, the shirring part of the dress is 122 centimeters times 1.5, which is 183. That means the circle skirt cannot have 122 centimeter as its waist measurement, because this is a dress that will be pulled on from the top or the bottom, and I'm wider than 122, both over the shoulders and my waist, my hips. Okay, sun is doing crazy things right now. I'm filming in the afternoon, and it's just, well, we will work with it. Anyway, where was I? Well, yeah, I cannot have the waist measurement of the skirt part of the dress be 122 centimeters because I wouldn't be able to pull it on because shoulders are wider and my hips are wider. So what I decided to do is I'm going to make the waist measurement of the dress be the same as the measurement for the top part that will be shirred. So I'm going to make it 183 centimeters. That will make it easy to attach it to the top. And also it will help me make it easier to, I think at least, to mount everything together in the end, because since I don't have wide enough fabric to cut the entire 183 centimeters out in one swoop. I have it lengthwise, but I can't do that because I need that as much volume as I can to get the skirt part together. So I've decided I'm going to cut the top part out, and then I'm going to go with 183 for my waist measurements. That is going to be my circumference that I do my calculations based on, which means I will still have the same measurements for the length of the skirt in front, 65 centimeters, 70 centimeters in the back, and there will still be a 2.5 centimeters difference where I put the hole for the waist. So my new waist radius will be 27.125. And to that I'm adding the length in front, which is 65 centimeters, and I'm adding the 2.5 centimeters that I'm going to, that is the waist opening is going to be offset. Then I get the number 94.625. I got everything written down here. So, and then I had to calculate the circumference for the bottom of the circle skirt, so that I know how, and I can divide that into 6, since I want 6 panels, so that I know how long the line is going to be for each panel in the bottom, and I know how long it's going to be in the top, because I have the circumference 183 that I will also divide by 6. So yeah, there's a lot of measurements, and as far if I've calculated everything correctly here, the bottom of this skirt, if I have enough fabric, I don't know that yet, but the bottom of the skirt will have a circumference of over 5 meters. So it might be huge. Okay, I'm not sure why the math is not, oh come on, not quite mathing on the waist circle, because I get 2 centimeters too much, which is way too much to be a measurement that it doesn't add up. And everything else is correct, so who knows, because this part is 16 centimeters. And it should be 14.125 or 14.2-ish. All right. So if we make this one 15.2 then. And then the next one is 28.125. Excuse me? How do I did what? How did I get the same measurement? Oh, I measured from the wrong spot, of course. I measured from the first marking, not the second one. Still not a lot of difference, a little bit. Okay, so 28.2-ish. Serious? Wait a minute, am I 28.4? 28.4. All right, there we go. Still pretty much the same as before. It's 15.5. This one is... What the heck? How can this still be 15? Oh my god. Phew, that was a challenge. The math was not mathing. I couldn't get the measurements to add up correctly. I couldn't get the math and the measurements to line up. So the math was not mathing. I had 2 centimeters too much when I measured the circumference of my pattern compared to what the circle skirt calculator had told me it should be. Well, the radius was off. So there was a 2 centimeter difference in the circumference, and I couldn't figure out why. I measured and I measured and I measured, and I just, it came up 2 centimeters short the whole time. And I had been using a circle skirt calculator someone made in, I think it's called Omni calculators. And you just put in the number for the circumference, and it gives you the waist radius. Straightforward. And I don't know why, but I decided to try a different, just a standard circle calculator. Same thing, same principle, same place that made it, Omni calculators. And I added in the number for the circumference, and it gave me the waist radius, or the radius of the circle, and it was 2 centimeters larger. I'll add in the picture so you can see. I have no idea why. The first calculator was just wrong. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if the person who made this circle skirt calculator did something wrong, added in or skipped some digits or whatever, but it was 2 centimeters off. And it took me 3.5 hours of mathing and measuring and pulling my hair until I just had this thought that I was going to check a different calculator. And once I did that, everything lined up. So there you go. If it doesn't add up, try a different calculator, I guess. That's what I had to do. So weird, so weird. How does that happen? I have no idea. Anyway, let's get on with the project. we are making progress. I have cut out all the pieces for the skirt. I did have enough fabric for the skirt. I did, however, not have quite enough fabric for the top, the shirred top. So I had to cut out a whole bunch of tiny pieces, and I'm just simply going to attach them to each other and cut off what little excess there will be, and I'll make a shirred top out of that. I do have one piece that is a little bit bigger, and my plan is that I'm going to have that in the front, and I'm just adding the smaller pieces around. And I'm thinking, since it's a very busy pattern on the fabric and I'm going to be shirring it, it's not going to matter too much. Fingers crossed. And doing that, I did have enough fabric for the skirt, for the top, for the shoulder straps, and even pockets. Very excited about that. So currently I am overlocking all the different pieces. Then I'm going to be pinning them and sewing everything together. I do, however, need to keep track of all the pieces. I need to just pin the pattern pieces back to each fabric piece, because since I have since the skirt is a little bit skewed, it is shorter in the front than the back. It means that on the side it will be, you know, it's not going to be a straight line. So the pieces aren't identical to each other all the way around, all the panels. So I need to keep track of which panel goes where so that I pin them in the right place. But I think that should be no problem. So yeah, I'm going to continue overlocking. Then we're going to start pinning and sewing all the seams. And then we'll see where we're at. Yeah, coming up. I'm so excited for this. Ooh, I need to do this fast. It's raining. When I stepped outside today, okay, I better do this fast. It's already raining. When I stepped outside, it felt like Thailand in early rain season. I don't have a rain cover for my camera, so I better hurry. First up, the brioche top. I was thinking something like a cover up for a, you know, or beach day or something, or maybe with a t-shirt under. Just a simple brioche. Did some I-cord from the armholes, the neckline, split hem. Granted, it wasn't supposed to be for a circle skirt, so it doesn't quite fit, but yeah. So there's that. And let me attempt to remove the top and I'll show you the dress. Oh, it's really raining now. There we go. The shirred top. Oh, sorry, touched the mic. I gotta say, I am so over the shirring now. It's gonna take a while before I do a shirred project next. And I don't know, I don't think you can really tell that it's composed of several different pieces. I guess it's not too obvious anyway. Some shoulder straps, pockets. Yeah, here it is. And I mean, look at that fabric. Now, the big question, did that trick work for moving the opening to make sure it doesn't end up higher in the back? It did! Look at that! It did! I'm so happy. I don't know if I can twirl this. It is a circle skirt after all. Sorry if the sound is a little bit funky. I'm trying to keep this part away from the mic because it's Makes a terrible noise if they get too close. Let's try it whirled. Ah! Okay, woo! I'm woozy. Should probably have a flatter ground. It's a bit uneven, but yeah. I am so happy with this. Really, really pleased with how it turned out. Highly recommend. Even though it has been a lot of work, huge process to get this done, to figure out all the math. But once I got the right calculator, or found a circle calculator that was correct, everything was just easy from there on. Yeah. So pleased with this. But that's it for this time. And I'll see you next time. Bye.